Psych perspective.
Actual donors will ask certain things. They said
that is not true.
Giofvcks.
them and all this type of
That
stuff.
is not true. Those are not donors. Those are haters. My donors,
Dr.
have
Umar
direct
Johnson.
access to me. I talk to them. I know who they are. Most of them are repeat donors. My donors range everywhere from black professionals. I have lawyers. I have engineers. I have business owners, all the way down to the retired great grandma who's sending me $10 a month because she want to see this plan come to fruition. Haters don't donate.
That's fucked up because, you know, I think about my grade. She would donate to something like this.
Very clear about that. It's only to those.
She would. She donates to a lot of shit. And I'd be like, Granny, where is it going?
Support this.
Okay.
Now, with that being said, let me also say this. The other question that you ask, which is often asked, is 6 years he don't have to school yet. I'm not to blame for that. The community is to blame for that.
He blaming
I cannot
y'all.
manifest the school out of thin air. Schools cost money. They're not houses. They're commercial property. But because we're not used to building things exclusively with black dollars, we don't understand how long it takes to get that done. I'm not a charter school. I'm not a public school. My school isn't going to subsist on white handouts and government funding. My school is grassroots Pan-African Academy. So it'll take as long.
Do you see how he scolded the hell out of us? I mean, he just wicked with the tongue. You niggas ain't shit. You broke motherfuckers. You really want to know why we don't have a damn school? Because your black asses ain't giving me enough motherfucking money. That's basically what he said. But he said it in such an elegant, manipulative, code-switching way. I mean, he just read you for filth and you didn't even know.
As it takes until we raise the money to achieve the goal. It is that simple. Why the school ain't up yet? Because we're not raising enough money. But guess who don't have to ask those questions? The owner of Quaker Grits. Because Negroes give them $11 million a year. Guess who don't have to ask that question?
Did he just gaslight y'all?
Because Negroes give them $4 billion, $2 billion a year. Malt liquor.
No, you think it's crazy how he just be knowing this shit? He just be... Because he guilt tripped y'all. But here's the thing. Like Tanya Blueved said, yeah, we could be putting our money somewhere else, and it should be going somewhere else. It should be reinvested back into our communities to better our communities. That is true. Yet, at the same time, y'all paying for something, and you're getting something back. Okay, you're paying for Quicken Oaks, you're getting Quicken Oaks back. You're getting food back. You're paying for malt liquor, you're getting a 40-ounce back. Y'all paying for a school, where the fuck is the damn school? All y'all got is some goddamn buildings that look like horse shit.
$4 billion a year. We $30 billion.
But they here fucking done.
Food, $1 billion a year. They don't have to ask the Europeans and the Jews and the Chinese and the Arabs. They don't have to ask how long it's going to take them to get that Negro money. We give it freely. But when one of our own steps up with the track record, the experience, the credentials, and the resume to do something like
okay,
them,
man.
say black boys, with the hell that black boys are catching in this country, we don't support him. Because number one, we don't want him to get the credit. Number two, we don't want the responsibility of doing for self.
There's so many other black people doing stuff, bro. They have open schools. You're not the only one, bro.
That's really the answer to that. But I want to answer your other piece. You said, what you do with the leftover money? When you open up the interview tonight, I dropped the donation information. I said, on your passport, $FDMG school. I said,
and this ain't to toot my own horn. But you know, you start somewhere. I work with kids in juvenile. Yes, I work with kids in juvenile. Mentored them. I went to juvenile once to twice a week, mentoring them for 2 to 3 hours a week, and then we would have special occasions where we would be able to take them out. So we would take them to the movies. horseback riding, to the library. I mean, we spent time. I love them kids. And then I had the kids that I worked with in middle school, high school. I love them kids, man. I seen them graduate. I'm seeing them start families, and it's just beautiful. But that's just it. I mentored. Small. I didn't have a school. But I used my money and my resources and my time. And I look at these kids today, and they're doing great. Yeah, some are doing bad. Some have issues. But a lot of them are doing good. And we stay in touch. And it's the little things. So you can start small and you can help. So again, this whole... And then there's so many, you look at LeBron James. I look at the people that I know. My uncle. My uncle and my other uncle, basically, they run a charter school. Now, me personally, I'm not a big fan of charter schools. But you know what? When I see what my uncle does with these kids, he's remarkable. He's remarkable. And I hope you know that, Uncle. You're remarkable. So I see people do it all the time. So that's why when I see Umar talking about all this shit, I'm like, bro, no. And I'm gonna give a shout out to people in Flint. When I look at Made Institute, Leon L. Alimeen, when I look at Timothy Sadiq, y'all do so much in the community with these kids, with these young men. I see it all the time. When I look at Don Demps, Dr. Don Demps, I see it all the time. Flint, stand up. But my point is, we do the work. We don't have to school, but we took our own money and time, our own resources, and all of us can do this. Each and every one of us. You might not have this, but you could bring this, right? So like right now, I can't personally mentor, but I can donate money and I can, get resources to you. But when I get the time again, I'll be able to do, you know what I mean? So you give what you can, but we all can do that. So that's why when I see Umar sitting up talking about this shit, it's like, bro, please. We've done more for our own communities than you have over fucking 10 years.
Get on your PayPal. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. I said mail in your checks or money orders. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. I also said, if you remember, I said we are running short on the repair money. We don't have it all. We have most of it, but we don't have it all to cover the repairs of the Garvey building. So to me, it is a very common sense question. Something that I don't even think needs to be asked. But somebody say, what are you doing with the leftover money? We're paying for security so people don't vandalize the property like they've already done. You understand? We have to pay for repairs. We have to pay taxes, upkeep, things of that nature. That's what we're doing with the extra money. The electric system has to be repaired. The plumbing system has to be repaired. We just paid for the roofs to be repaired. The carpentry has to be redone. You understand? We have to do the fire alarm system, the sprinkler system. We have to pay for the building permits. There's a lot of expense. We have to pay for the grass to be cut. That's not cheap. We have to pay for the grounds to be monitored. There's a lot of cost that goes into maintaining 2 schools, not 1, 2. And for me, I'm happy because we were only looking to get 1 school, brother and sister. We ended up with 2. And to all those schools and trolls who say the buildings are trash, do you realize the 4 buildings we got are state-of-the-art modern schools? They are not old schools like the ones we went to. They are modern. That campus was renovated at a cost of $13 million in 2011, 9 years ago. And the only reason why we have to renovate is because the building was not secured by the previous owner, which allowed people to get in and do what? Strip the electric system. I was about to say, steal the copper. Strip the HVAC system. Whenever with Rod Digger Rex. Only you two and your other brother, Godfrey. Y'all can drive on down, and I will give you a tour. And when you walk through them schools, you tell me if those buildings is trash. First of all, the buildings are in excellent shape. Excellent shape. We just got an offer for one of the buildings over more than $1 million. That sound like trash to you?
Okay, here's where I share a little story, brother Umar. So it just so happens that my wife's family has a lot of educators in it. Her sister is a principal of a school right now. Her mother was a teacher, and her father was and is a principal, who actually ended up making his own school in East New York, Brooklyn. It's called the Trey Whitfield School. You can look it up. So he's been doing this since like 1983. And how he started was